With the first round of playoffs over, let's take a look at the best 7 players throughout the playoffs so far. Just to keep in mind that we are only focusing on the first round stats. We'll do another video on the second round later on. Even at age 35 and his 14th year in the NBA playoffs, LeBron continues to amaze us. As the only player in the playoffs to average a triple-double on 27 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists per game, LeBron has put on another dominant display in the first round. He was also shooting 60% from the field, 46% from 3, and 74% from the free throw line. The Lakers won 4-1 against the Trailblazers and will be looking to carry this momentum into the next round. Next, we got another Laker. Just playing in his 3rd ever playoffs, Anthony Davis continues to impress, averaging close to 30 points, 9.4 rebounds, 4 assists a game, while also leading the Lakers in blocks per game at 1.6. He was simply unstoppable in the first round series against Portland, and they just didn't have an answer for him. In his final game against Portland, he dropped 43 points on 78% shooting from the field. We've seen what Davis have done in the playoffs before, and with a solid team behind them, they may very well have a great chance at the title. Now, we got the only Eastern Conference player on the list. After another amazing regular season and winning Defensive Player of the Year, Giannis has carried that fire into a first round series against the Magic. Although the Bucks lost Game 1, Giannis still put on a dominant performance in the series. Over the 5 games, Giannis have led all players in the playoffs with 16 rebounds a game while also scoring 30.6 points and 4.4 assists per game. But the most insane part of all of this is that he did it while only averaging 31.5 minutes per game. It's crazy to imagine what Giannis could be averaging later on in the playoffs when Mike Budenholzer would play him closer to around 40 minutes a game. Last year's Finals MVP came into a bubble and was completely locked in. During the Clippers' first round series against the Dallas Mavericks, Kawhi averaged career playoff highs in points, rebounds, and assists. To put it into perspective on how great he's been, Kawhi's lowest scoring outing was 29 points in Game 1. Although he scored 32.8 points and grabbed 10.2 rebounds per game, it's really his 5.2 assists per game that really stands out. Over the last couple of years, the only knock that people had on Kawhi's game was his ability to playmake for others. If Kawhi can keep this up throughout the playoffs along with his superb defense, it will be an exciting battle to see who comes out of the West. This 21-year-old, former EuroLeague MVP, put on a show against the Clippers. Luka Doncic came out of the gates and scored 42 points, grabbed 7 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists in his first ever NBA playoffs games. And even though the Mavs lost, Luka had an amazing series. He got 2 triple-doubles in only 6 games. And in one of them, he got 43 points, 17 rebounds, 13 assists, and capped it off with a buzzer-beating 3 to win Game 4. It's kind of a cherry-picked stat line, but he was the first person to record 43 points, 17 rebounds, and 13 assists in an NBA playoffs game. In this series, he averaged 31 points, 9.8 rebounds, and 8.7 assists per game. This is not only exciting to Mavs fans, but also NBA fans for what he will bring in future playoffs to come. Donovan Mitchell finished the first round as the leading scorer in the 2020 playoffs with 36.3 points per game. He also led every player in field goal attempts in round 1 with an astonishing 22.4 per game. Mitchell was still able to put up 53% from the field, 51.6% from 3, and 95% from the line. Although the Utah Jazz lost in Game 7 on a missed 3, Donovan Mitchell was nothing less than spectacular all series, with his 57 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists in Game 1. Only Michael Jordan and Elgin Baylor has scored more than Donovan Mitchell in a playoff game. Donovan Mitchell also joins some selective company with multiple 50-point games in a playoff series. Michael Jordan, Allen Iverson, and Jamal Murray. So here's our final player on the list. Jamal Murray has been the biggest surprise in the first round of these playoffs. He is the only non-All-Star on this list and averaged less than 20 points per game in the regular season. After scoring 36 points in Game 1 against the Jazz, Murray cooled off in Games 2 and 3 by only scoring 14 points and 12 points respectively. But it was actually Games 4, 5, and 6 that he caught on fire. Within those games, he scored 50, then 42, and 50 points again, averaging an insane 47.3 points, along with 8 rebounds and 7 assists per game over a 3-game stretch. But that's not even the most impressive part. He averaged those 47 points on 64% from the field, 63% from 3, and 89% from the line. That might be one of the best 3-game playoff stretch of all time. Well, that's it for me. Do you guys think that someone else should have been on the list instead? I was debating if I should put Harden on the list, but I couldn't think of who I would take out for him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Alright, I'll catch you guys next time.